Hello students, this is your Mr. GST who actually makes GST a good and simple tax for you. In this video, I am going to cover the CA Inter MTP for September 2025 attempt MTP1. So before going to that, please understand we have already uploaded marathon part 1 and part 2 for your CA Inter, which is applicable for your September attempt, and September 2025 amendments video itself separately I have uploaded already in my YouTube channel. You can just check that. And not only that, MTP2 I am just going to release shortly, maybe tomorrow, and amendments quick revision video covering all the amendments in just 10 minutes. I will be just uploading a quick revision video. These things will be coming soon. For all these things, please make sure you are staying connected with this channel, right? So enjoy this MTP discussion. So let us start with the case scenario 1. And you know our strategy. Actually, before going through the case scenario, we'll go with the questions. So let's go with the MCQs. First MCQ is regarding Rajnath and Co. Before going to the MCQ, I'll just tell you, sir, here Rajnath and Co is a registered person under GST who is supplying taxable goods, and he is from Karnataka. Okay. Now, Rajnath and Co needs to furnish a statement containing details of stock of inputs and stock of inputs or inputs held in semi-finished or finished goods on withdrawal of composition scheme. See, they are withdrawing from composition scheme, and for that they have to inform, they should file a statement. So under section 18 subsection 1 clause C, if you remember, from composition scheme they are coming to normal scheme. So that has to be informed to the government, to the department, within 30 days. So we have to see the answer regarding that. So keep that in mind. Next, in respect of goods sent for sale on return basis, when they should issue an invoice. You know, when goods sent on sale on approval basis, what is the time limit to raise tax invoice? This is section 31, time limit to raise tax invoice. What is that? Date of acceptance or 6 months from the date of removal, whichever is earlier. Based on that, we have to see the answer here. Okay, this is the next one, right? Next, determine the amount of eligible ITC that can be availed. Eligible ITC, here important thing is you should be focusing on the month, for which month they are asking this. So eligible ITC for the month of August. Okay, next. Right. No, actually I feel like I have did this MCQ or case scenario somewhere. Let us see. Next, amount of ITC to be reversed. This is important for the month of September. See, in previous question they have asked you at ITC to be availed for August month, and here they are asking you the reversal amount for September month. So please be very careful when you are reading the question with the period, tax period also, for which period they are asking. Next, so reversal we should see for September. Here how much ITC you can take, here ITC how much you should reverse. Okay. Time of supply with respect to service imported by Rajnath and Co from its associated enterprise. Time of supply. So this is based on service imported. So section 13 subsection 3, if you remember, what is the time of supply for the services received from associated enterprise? You know, date of entry in the books of recipient, ignore my handwriting please, or date of payment, whichever is earlier, that will be the time of supply. Let us see the answer for this. And these 5 MCQs, each MCQ will carry 2 marks and 10 marks is the MCQ, and there are 3 independent MCQs. Let us come to that later. Now, coming to the point, sir, here as I told you, Rajnath and Co is a registered supplier under GST dealing with taxable goods in Karnataka. Now, what has happened? Now, they have opted for composition scheme from the April month of the last financial year. That means from the previous financial year only they are in composition scheme. Current financial year also, like, yes, the firm has continued for composition scheme. And current financial year, they have exceeded 1.5 crore turnover on the 9th May of the current financial year. So they are now ineligible for composition scheme. So obviously they are withdrawing from composition scheme on the set date. If you remember, sir, we have seen an MCQ where within what time you should give the details of stock of inputs, all that stuff. Sir, within 30 days from 9th May. See, if you see from 9th May, if you take 30 days, sir, in May there are 31 days, 9 days gone. So if 9 days are gone, still will be left out with how many days? 22 days in May. So we need 8 more days. So 30 days means, sir, it is 8th June. So 8th June should be the answer. Okay. So 8th June is the answer for this. Okay. That is number 1. Next, that is the advantage of reading the questions, MCQ questions, before solving the case scenario, before going through the question, because while reading the question itself, you will understand what are the answers, so that we can just chak go there and do the adjustments. Next, Rajnath and Co removed goods on 10th June for delivery to Chandra and Co on sale or return basis. Chandra and Co accepted the goods and gave confirmation via mail on 15th December. You know, sir, when we are selling goods on sale on return basis, obviously what will happen, we should raise the invoice on the date of acceptance or 6 months from the date of removal, whichever is earlier. Removal is 10th June, so 6 months means 10th June means July, August, September, October, November, December. So 10th December is 6 months expiry, or acceptance is 15th December, which is earlier, 10th December is earlier, so they should have raised invoice on 10th December. So this is the next question. So 10th December is the answer. So option C and C for the next one. Okay, next, the firm has paid GST for various items during the month of August. If you remember, they have asked you regarding a question regarding what is the ITC eligible for the month of August. So August month, if you see, they have paid GST. Here, understand the amount what they have given is GST paid, not the value. So please be careful here. GST paid on input services for personal purpose. So personal purpose, you cannot take ITC. Next, GST paid on purchase of motor vehicle for business use only, but this is a motor vehicle being a two-wheeler having engine capacity of 25 cc. If you see motor vehicle definition, if you remember, sir, vehicle with less than 4 wheels and engine capacity up to 25 cc, that is less than or equal to 25 cc, you cannot avail, it is not called as a motor vehicle, so you can avail ITC. Sir, 17 subsection 5, hope you remember that. Now this is not the time to teach you the concepts, so hope you got the clarity. This is not a motor vehicle, only motor vehicles are given in 17 subsection 5. So here, this is not a block degraded, you can happily take ITC. GST paid on purchase of computers. Obviously, when computers are purchased, you can take ITC. But here, sir, GST portion was included as a part of cost to claim depreciation. Sorry, bro, very wrong, bro. You cannot take ITC, bro. Correct? So you cannot take it as ITC. So 19,000, you cannot take ITC. During May, Rajnath & Co has reversed ITC of 10,000 during May for not making payment to vendors within the time prescribed. You know what is the time prescribed? 180 days. They did not give here 180 days point, because here there is next concept based on that 180 days concept. There is one more question here. So they did not mention here 180 days time limit cleverly. So of course, you know the concept, within 180 days you have not made the payment, now you will reverse the ITC. But now what happened, that pending payment was cleared in the month of August. So in the month of August, you are making the payment after 180 days. So when the payment is made, obviously you can take ITC on that. So this 10,000 also we can take ITC. That means for the month of August, you can take 9,000 plus 10,000. Total 19,000 you can take as ITC. So if you see for the month of August, what is the ITC available? 19,000. Option B is the correct answer. Next, where is the question? No, sorry. Next, out of the purchases made and ITC availed during earlier months, the following information is made available as on September. If you remember, there is an MCQ question where they are talking about how much ITC to be reversed for the month of September, right? So here they gave the information, sir, supplier names, payment due, and related ITC component. If you see here, one payment is outstanding from more than 180 days. That means this amount to be reversed as ITC. So this is the only amount which has to be reversed as ITC. So the answer is, what is the amount? 15,000. So 15,000 ITC should be reversed. So 15,000 ITC is reversed. Okay, this is next one. Next, time of supply for the services imported. As I told you, Sir, Rajnath & Co received accounting services from Prabhu & Co, an associate enterprise, and Prabhu & Co gave the invoice on 1st September, which was entered in Rajnath & Co books on 10th October. So we should see date of entry in the books of accounts of the recipient, 10th October, or date of payment, whichever is earlier. Date of payment is 30th September. 30th September or 10th October, which is earlier? Sir, 30th September is earlier. So obviously the answer is 30th September. Okay, these are the answers for that first case scenario, and we are done with this 10-mark questions. See, if you are conceptually clear, within less than 10 minutes, we can finish this 10-mark MCQs if you are understanding the point. Next, next 3 MCQs are independent MCQs, so we need not worry about any case scenario here. L&T Limited generated e-way bill on 12th Feb at 14 hours, that means 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Transported over dimensional cargo for a distance of 100 kilometers. You know, over dimensional cargo, when you are transporting, obviously for every 20 kilometer or part thereof you will get 1 day. Here 100 kilometers means you will get 5 days validity. The validity period of the e-way bill will expire on, see, generally I tell you, e-way bill, when you see, the moment when it is generated, ignore the date. 12th it is generated, ignore that date. 5 days validity, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17th midnight 12 o'clock the EVA will expire. So here they give an option B, midnight of 17th to 18th Feb. So that will be the answer, right? Easy one. Next, Mr. Naresh, a supplier of ready-made garments, issued invoice to a customer and erroneously charged a higher value of 42,000. Such invoice was issued on 28th October. That means more than the invoice value you have given, so 42,000 more. Okay, so imagine if the invoice is actually to be for 1 lakh, how much value you are giving? You are giving invoice for 1 lakh 42,000. Which document is required to be issued by the company in respect of that invoice? Obviously, if you have given invoice for 1 lakh 42,000 but actual value is 1 lakh, to reduce the value, what you will do? You will issue a credit note. So option B is the correct answer, credit note. Next, look at this. Truth is God, such a wonderful name. A religious trust under section 12AA provides service by way of renting the premises. Guys, this is little bit important for you. Please remember carefully. They are renting the premises within the presence of a religious place, which is exempt. They are not saying they are renting a shop. They are not saying they are renting a room. They are saying renting the premises. So that will come under like what, the religious premises like Kalyana Mandaps, community halls, all these things. Okay. So these two things are obviously not an answer, because 1,000, 10,000 equal to that, it will be taxable. So 999 per day is also not an option, because this is not a room. So 9999 per day will be the answer. Okay, so that is what the concept. So please be careful here, premises is different. So if they give specifically shops or rooms, then you take the limits accordingly. Otherwise, don't take. When they give premises, then take this like community halls, premises, precincts, all these things where we enjoy that 10,000 per day. Less than that, if it is there, it is exempt. 10,000 or more than 10,000 per day, it is taxable. That point they are testing here. So please be careful. So with this, we are done with MCQ part. Let us move on to descriptive questions now. Right, coming to the descriptive part, actually, this first question, one 10-mark problem, one 5-mark problem. This type of problem, I seriously don't expect in the exam. If it is being tested, you are the luckiest fellow on this planet, because such a simple question. In this question, they are talking about Shark Fin Limited, a registered dealer in Patna, Bihar, who is engaged in providing various supplies, but they gave in information not engaged in renting of cars business. I don't know why this point they have given. They are not, like, this point is not at all useful in this question anywhere, or I don't know any question they have cut short and given here in MTP. But still, fine. Let us take that. And for the month of Jan, they are giving this information details. Very easy question. So first of all, they are giving some outward supplies details here regarding goods made during the month to non-related persons. See, when any supply is made to non-related persons, we will not focus on market value. We will focus on the transaction value. So they only gave here intrastate 3 lakh, 4 lakh, market value, transaction value. Which we will consider? We will consider only transaction value. So 4 lakhs. So 4 lakhs, on this you will charge CGST plus SGST, and to other states you will charge IGST. Okay, that is the point. And next, the company pledged its 5% equity shares to the merchant banker for the purpose of proposed initial public offer. Pledging the securities, sir, they are pledging its 5% equity shares for the merchant banker for the purpose of proposed initial public offer. This is nowhere supply, because transaction securities. Next, uh, stock transfer of goods worth 58,000 without consideration to its branch at Gaya, Bihar. Branch has been declared as an additional place of business in the registration certificate. So please understand here, this branch is in Bihar, that means within the same state, and it doesn't have a separate registration. They have declared this branch also as what? Additional place of business in the same registration. That means you cannot call them as distinct persons. So this is not a transaction between distinct persons. So this is not a supply again. Okay. I've seen this question somewhere some time back. I don't know where I saw this or when I solved this. Outward supply of services of milling of paddy into rice, intrastate. Milling of paddy into rice is not an exempt supply. It is very much taxable. So here, because it is intrastate, we will get CGST plus SGST. Outward supply of services of giving trucks on hire to a governmental authority. If you see in exemptions, giving trucks to GTA is exempt. Giving an electric vehicle with greater than 12 passenger seating capacity to local authority is exempt. But here, trucks to local authority, the governmental authority. Sir, giving services of like giving trucks on hire to governmental authority is nowhere exempt, sir. So this is very much taxable. So we will charge CGST plus SGST. All the amounts given above are exclusive of taxes. Regarding pledging of shares, face value is 8 lakhs and market value is 8 lakhs. So as I told, pledging of shares, further there is no something in written, actually there is no supply at all. So there is no GST here. So please be careful with this point. This is the only point which may be useful for you or which you may do mistake. So please be careful. So pledging the securities for initial public offer is not at all a supply. Okay, so no tax treatment there. Next, rates of GST. Car rental services, they give GST rates. Absolutely useless information. Transportation of passengers by air, no service. I think seriously they have edited some question and gave here. All other inverse applies, all that stuff. Sir, 9%, 8%, 18%. You are required to calculate total output tax liability. As we have discussed here, we have understood 4 transaction on 4 lakh, 9% plus 9% you will see here, 6 lakhs 18% you will see, 2 lakhs again 9% plus 9%, 1 lakh 50,000, 9% plus 9%. So they are asking you just a total output tax liability. I strongly feel no matter how much lucky you are, you will not get such type of question, but still we have did this. Now we are moving into the next question, a 5-mark question. Again, if you see this question also, like ICA steady mat question, I guess. So similar question we have seen in ICA steady mat, somewhere we would have seen this during your practice. Simple question again. Green Pines Limited, Delhi, that is important for us. Manufacturing taxable goods provides the following information regarding interstate supply for the month of March. Okay, they gave list price of the taxable goods supplied interstate excluding taxes. Excluding taxes. So 15 lakh is the list price. Okay, price linked subsidy received from central government for supply of taxable goods to government school. Okay, price linked subsidy from central government. This is exclusively related to supply of goods included at serial number 1. This is one very very important adjustment which you should focus on, not because of the adjustment is difficult, but because of this lines exclusively related to supply of goods included at serial number 1. While doing this question, one basic mistake majority of the students will do is, sir, you will feel like this 2,10,000 is already included in 15 lakhs, sir, because it is included. Actually we should not include it, so we will exclude it, sir, we will minus it, sir. That you should not do. Please understand, the question is, they are saying this subsidy is exclusively related to supply of goods included at serial number 1. That means whatever the goods we have given in serial number 1, related to that goods this subsidy is about. This is not like this 2,10,000 is included in 15 lakhs. Please don't do that mistake. So this 2,10,000 is not included above. This is related to goods included in that serial number 1. So okay, so central government subsidy, price linked subsidy, what we will do, we will ignore. Eat 5-star, do nothing, because it will not be added to the value of supply and it is not already added, so we will not do anything, just ignore. But sir, price linked subsidy received from NGO, again for supply of taxable goods to an old age home, exclusively related to supply of goods included again. So this is also regarding goods included above, and this is received from NGO, price linked subsidy, so we should add it to the value of supply, so we will add that. Next, taxes levied by municipal authority, of course we will add that. Any taxes other than GST and TCS under income tax. Packing charges, we will add that. Next, late fees paid by recipient for delay in payment of consideration. How much? 6,000. Okay, late fees for delay in payment of consideration, that should be added to the value of supply. Recipient has agreed to pay 6,000 lump sum and no additional amount is payable by him over and above such amount. That means he is paying 6,000 in lump sum. You know, when that is the case, obviously we should do the reverse calculation and arrive at the interest amount, correct? So we should do some reverse calculation. Let us see that. List price of the goods is net of 2 subsidies. This is again one important adjustment where you may do mistake. Sir, net of 2 subsidies means, understand, there is the list price and removing that subsidies whatever is there, that much only given there. That means these 2 subsidies are not included in the list price. Please understand, net of subsidies, that means after removing the subsidies only I am giving list price as 15 lakhs. Please be careful here. So these subsidies are removed and after removal only we are seeing the list price. So net of subsidies means subsidies are removed from the list price. After removing only we got 15 lakhs. Don't feel like it is already included there. Okay, so we have already removed the subsidies amount and we told 15 lakhs. Now whatever the adjustment you want to do, you do. If the subsidy is to be included, please add that. If the subsidy is to be excluded, already it is excluded, you please ignore that. Okay, that is the point. However, the charges, taxes, fees are charged to the customers over and above the list price. So whatever here we are charging, sir, these are over and above the list price. So we have received from the customer. So we can happily add that, no problem at all. Calculate the total value of taxable supplies assuming rate of GST is 18%. So this 6,000, what we will do? We will do reverse calculation, 100 divided by 118. So we will get 5,085 rupees. We will get 5,085 rupees. So total, if you add all these things, 15 lakh, 15 lakh 50,000, 70,000, 85,000, 85,000 and 15 lakh 90,000 and 85 rupees. That will be the price of the value of the taxable supply. Okay, right. So this is the first question, 15-mark question. Hope it is clear. So the second question, if you see, sir, this is regarding strong health medical center clinical establishment offering following services. Now the question, what is the requirement of the question? Sir, strong health medical center is of the view that since it is a clinical establishment, all healthcare services provided by it as well as the taxable services provided to it are exempt from GST. That means they are feeling all their sales and all their purchases are exempt under GST, which is not correct. So let us see here. Sir, here you are required to examine the situation in the light of relevant statutory provisions. Okay, fine. So first one, if you see this Reiki healing treatment is not, see, remember this always, Reiki healing treatment is not something under recognized system of medicine. So this is taxable. Okay, so this is number one. Next, number two, sir, plastic surgeries, what they are conducting. Plastic surgeries where one such surgery was conducted to repair cleft lip of a newborn baby. Here, when you are writing the answer for this, you should also give the reasoning. That is what very important. It is not like you're writing it is taxable, that's all over. You should also give the reasoning. You know, cosmetic and plastic surgery services are not covered under healthcare service definition unless they are undertaken to reconstruct or restore the anatomy of the body which is affected due to congenital defects or injury or trauma. Sir, here cleft lip of a newborn baby is due to congenital defects. For that purpose, if they are doing this plastic surgery, all that, that is very much exempt. So remember that it is exempt and make sure you are writing the proper reasoning. Next, air ambulance services. Air ambulance services provided to transport critically ill patients from distant locations to medical center. You know, transportation of patients from or to clinical establishment is obviously exempt under GST. There is no point like you should be transporting them only by roadways, all that. Even air ambulance services are also exempt under GST because it is transportation to or from clinical establishment. Fine. Next, palliative care for terminally ill patients. On request, such care is also provided to patients at their homes. Palliative care is given to improve the quality of life of patients who have a serious or life-threatening disease, but the goal of such care is not to cure the disease. Please understand, in healthcare services definition, we have treatment, diagnosis, or care. Okay, for any illness or injury, deformity, abnormality, all these things. Sir, here they are suffering from severe illness, and because of that, we are taking care of them, and that is also what healthcare service only as per the definition. So it is exempt under GST. That is the point. Next one. Alternative medical treatments by way of yoga. Yoga is also recognized system of medicine, you know, Ayush, naturopathy, allopathy, Ayurveda, yoga, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. So this is also exempt under GST. Okay, fine. Next, Strong Health Medical Center also operates a cord blood bank which provides services in relation to preservation of stem cells. This you remember, sir, preservation of stem cells. Earlier there was exemption under GST for this, but now it is taxable only. So please be careful with this. And this point number 1, point number 4, please be careful. Okay. So these are the points here with respect to this question, which is a 5-mark question. Next, we are moving to another question. Question number 2, part B, and again there are 2 sub questions in that. Yes, 2 sub questions, which 2 sub questions put together they are giving 5 marks. That means 2.5 mark each. What is the first question here? Sahadev Sons, a registered partnership firm located in Maharashtra, hires a GTA for transporting industrial raw materials. So Sahadev Sons registered partnership firm. Okay. GTA services. GTA has opted to pay GST under FCM at 12% and issues a tax invoice. Discuss who is liable to pay GST in this case and why, as per the relevant provisions of GST law. You know, RCM 9 subsection 3, such GTA services provided to a partnership firm, whether registered or not, is taxable under RCM. But if GTA is opting to pay tax at 12% rate and ready to issue tax invoice, obviously they can take it to forward charge mechanism. Here the GTA whatever is doing is absolutely correct and they can proceed with forward charge mechanism, no problem with that. Okay, that is what the point. Next, see, as I was telling in the introduction, See, when you are presenting the answer here, first you should write the provision clearly. What is the provision? Section 9 subsection 3 of CGST Act 2017 says that, sir, GTA services provided to specified recipients like partnership firm registered or not taxable under reverse charge mechanism, but GTA also has an option to take it under forward charge mechanism, but the tax rate shall not be 5% but 12% instead. And also GTA is supposed to issue tax invoice for such transaction and collect tax from the customer and pay to the government. So GTA can convert this reverse charge mechanism transaction to forward charge mechanism at their option, which can be exercised once in every financial year before the commencement of the financial year. This is the provision. Below that, if you write the reason, simple, as the provisions discussed above, in the given case, GTA willing to take this transaction under forward charge mechanism by paying 12% GST and issuing tax invoice is very much valid as per the provisions of the GST law discussed above. That's all. That is the answer. 2.5 mark question. How much you will write more than this? Okay, that is how you present the answers. So please be careful here, right? So this is the point here. Next, Manmohan Enterprises has two registered place of business in Delhi. Two registered place of business, that means two different registrations. Okay. Aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year for both the places is 120 lakhs. So aggregate turnover is 120 lakhs. It wishes to pay tax under composition levy under section 10 subsection 1 and 2. For one of the places, this is important, for one of the places of business for the current financial year, while continuing to pay tax under normal levy for other, you are required to advise Manmohan Enterprises whether they can do so. As you know, in composition scheme, there is a proviso below section 10 subsection 2 which says in composition scheme you cannot make kichdi. That means when you have multiple registrations, either all the registrations should go for composition scheme or all the registrations should go for normal scheme. It is not like few registrations going for normal scheme, few registrations going for composition scheme. That is not possible. Sir, everybody should go for composition scheme or everybody should go for normal scheme. Again, here also, what do you do? Sir, here we will start the answer like as per the proviso below section 10 subsection 2 of CGST Act 2017. When a person has multiple registrations and opting to composition scheme, if any of the branches are ineligible for composition scheme or any of the branches doesn't opt to composition scheme, then all the other branches shall become ineligible for composition scheme benefit. Next paragraph, as discussed in the above provisions, sir, in the given case, if uh, Manmohan Enterprises wants to, if Manmohan Enterprises wants to opt for composition scheme for the upcoming financial year, they have to opt for composition scheme for both the registrations of their business in Delhi. It cannot be a situation where one registered business going for normal scheme and other registration going for composition scheme is not allowed as per the law. See, if you see here, I am just speaking out of my heart here. I am just telling the answers out of my heart. You need not mug up anything, all these things. If you know the provision properly, write the provision accordingly, give the explanation, more than sufficient. This is not going to trouble you. GST paper is not going to trouble you like your law paper or auditing paper where you worry about too much of technicalities, all these things, because here provision itself is like in easy words and easy technical words which we use on day to day. So you will be able to write the answer clearly if you remember the provision properly. Okay, so frame the reasoning in however style you want. Okay, so don't worry about that. That is how we present the answers. So if you see the next question, sir, here this question is all about determine the effective date of registration in respect of the following cases. Very easy question. Aggregate turnover of Nakul Industries, who is doing business in Mumbai, exceeded 40 lakhs on 1st August. Nakul Industries manufactures LED TVs in Mumbai and sells them in Pune. It submits the application for registration on 20th August. Registration certificate is granted on 25th August. You know, see, actually, if you look at the suggested answer for this mock test paper, they have given complete registration threshold limits 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 40 lakhs, all that stuff. But the focus here is based on the effective date of registration. This fellow, yes, being from Mumbai, Maharashtra, and also dealing within Mumbai and Pune, both are from Maharashtra. For him, the threshold limit is 40 lakhs. And sir, after crossing the threshold limit on 1st August, within 30 days, he is applying for registration. You know, when the registration is applied for within 30 days from the date of becoming liable for registration, the effective date will be the date on which he became liable for registration, that is 1st August. But if he is applying after 30 days from the date of becoming liable, it is the date of grant of registration certificate. So in the given case, if you see the second one, Agarwal Teleservices, architect in Lucknow. Architect means services provider, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. So the threshold limit is 20 lakhs. And it is exceeded on 25th October. Actually speaking, here we should focus on only whether effective date of registration within 30 days of becoming liable he has applied for registration or not. That is the reason they did not focus, or they did not give the name of the states. If they are testing purely on threshold limits, definitely they'll give you the state names, so don't worry. Okay, so 25th October his threshold limit crossed, but when he is applying for registration 27th November, that is after 30 days. In such case, sir, whatever is the registration certificate granted to him 5th December, that will be the effective date of registration. Easy question for 6 marks. It is like laddu. Okay, fine. Now coming to the next question. RKT caretakers, a registered person, provides the service of repair and maintenance of electrical appliances. On April 1st, it has entered into an annual maintenance contract with P for its AC and washing machine. So it is an annual maintenance contract. As per the terms of the contract, maintenance services will be provided on the first day of each quarter of the relevant financial year, and payment for the same also will be due on the date on which service is rendered. During the year, it provided services for April 1st, July 1st, October 1st, Jan 1st. In accordance with the provisions of the terms of the contract, when should RKT caretakers issue the invoice for the services? So this is regarding again time limit for issuing the invoice. Please understand, any service which is provided for a period, contracted period for more than 3 months with periodical payments, that is called as continuous supply of service. In this case, they are providing it for 1 year, and of course this is satisfying the meaning of continuous supply of service. Because of that, what will happen, sir, for continuous supply of services, what is the time limit to raise tax invoice? If you see, section 31 says continuous supply of services if due date is ascertainable. Sir, if due date is ascertainable, on or before such due date you should raise the invoice. In this case, due date is ascertainable. What is the due date? When they are rendering the service, that itself is due date for payment. So they have rendered the service on April 1st, July 1st, October 1st, and Jan 1st. So that itself is the due date for making the payment. So that itself will be the due date for raising the tax invoice also. So by April 1st, July 1st, October 1st, or Jan 1st, they should have raised the invoices respectively. Clear? Again, a simple question. So the last question we are moving on. So the next question, if you see, this is regarding first one, Mrs. Neelam, an unregistered person from Punjab, purchases a washing machine from Home Equip Store e-commerce platform registered in Delhi. So she is from Punjab, placing an order from Delhi. So she mentions billing address in Punjab but requests delivery to her friend address in Haryana. The invoice records only the billing address in Punjab, no mention of the delivery address. Determine the place of supply and justify your answer with legal backing from GST provisions. See, as you know already, sir, when you are an unregistered person purchasing, section 10(1) CA we have seen, and accordingly there is a clarification also for this. Sir, when a person is purchasing something from e-commerce operator where billing address and shipping address are different and both are recorded in the invoice, then shipping address will be taken as place of supply. Sir, if in this case, if you take billing address, shipping address, there are no two different address, there is only one address, that is billing address, so that will be taken as place of supply. If that is also not recorded, then we will take the location of the supplier itself as place of supply. So here billing address is mentioned of Punjab, so Punjab will be the place of supply. Clear? But actually speaking, now in the statutory update we have seen the amendments where the department has clarified for this e-commerce operators, when they are making the supplies, all that, they should make sure they are recording the billing address and shipping address in the invoice. Okay, that is what the point, right? So obviously according to that, in invoice, shipping address also will be recorded, that will be the place of supply, because as per the question, if you see, yes, billing address alone is available, so that will be the place of supply, right? That is the one. Next, also they have given one choice question within that internal choice. What is the place of supply for mobile connection? Can it be the location of supplier? You know, sir, in place of supply, section 12 subsection 11 of IGST Act 2017 talks about what. And one more thing, please students, remember, when you are referring the provisions or writing the answer with respect to place of supply, please understand you are writing the provisions of IGST Act 2017. Don't write the section number and write down next to that CGST Act 2017. Please be very careful there. Okay, so here, if you remember section 12 subsection 11, sir, when we are providing this mobile connection services, place of supply, straight away it is not the location of the supplier. Sir, we see if it is through the agent or directly to the final subscriber or any other mode, or the payment, the recharge is done through over the internet, all these things we have the provisions. So those provisions you can write, and finally you can say no, it cannot be straight away taken as location of the supplier, all the cases, because location of recipient also will matter, and GST is a destination based tax. The revenue will not be shared properly to the respective states where the customers are located, so straight away you cannot take location of the supplier as place of supply. Next, one more question. Mr. Abhishek is engaged in business of trading of mobiles. He is eligible for composition scheme and has opted for the same. He seeks your advice for the records which are not required to be maintained by him as a composition taxable person. You know, if you are a composition taxable person, a composition taxpayer, this stock details and what details of the tax, stock of the goods and details of the tax, stock, what are the purchases, sales they have made, adjusted, like what are destroyed, written off, all these type of records you need not maintain. Tax means what are the output tax, input tax, how much ITC availed, how much ITC set off, like this details need not be required, so that you have to write. So a straight theory question answer, you can just go through that and you can just check the answer also. So with this we have covered the discussion of what your mock test paper series 1, very easy one actually, but here and there some small points we have covered which are very interesting and helpful for you. Hope you have enjoyed watching this. And students, I always tell you, please make sure you are enjoying your preparation. Don't take the stress of studying something and going to the exam. You will definitely rock in the exam if you are mentally strong. From my end, wishing you all the very best. Give your best 100%. Be confident, right? Success will be definitely yours. This is your Mr. GST signing off. Jai Hind.